Have you ever been running and felt like you could keep going forever? I recently ran the Rock Canyon Running Up for Air event in February, where we ran up and down Squaw Peak in Provo for 12 hours. I hit my stride on my 5th lap, running a 6:30 mile for mile 37 back into the aid station. I've run a lot of races where I've paced myself poorly or haven't achieved my goals, but on that day I felt like everything went as perfectly as I could have hoped. I want to speak today on things you can do to improve your performance on race day while running an ultra trail marathon. The 3 things I want to address are the gear you can use on race day, the pace you should run on race day, and most importantly, fueling and nutrition. The longer the race you're running, the more important your gear will become. Trail running has a reputation for minimalism, but a few key pieces of gear can help you out, shave minutes off your time in a race. Most modern runners will use a pack or a vest like this. I'm going to pass this around. The advantage of a vest or a pack like that is that it has front pockets for easy access to critical pieces of equipment like nutrition, water, keys, cell phone, gloves, beanie. Having that pack has revolutionized my trail running. I don't need to remove my pack to fill anything. It's just easy access. You just keep it on. You're in and out of the aid station. The next thing I want to focus on is the pace that you should be running on race day. Road running and trail running have their differences. Road running is more of a science. There's a lot more variables you can isolate. Trail running is still more of an art form. The longer the race you're running, the more important it becomes that you're at a comfortable, maintainable pace. A study from the International Journal of Sports Physiology and Performance found that runners in 24-hour events who paced themselves a steady pace the whole race outperformed both runners who went fast for the beginning of the race and slowed towards the end, and those who started out slow and later increased their speed. Historically, the races that I've done that have gone poorly, I've gone out too fast in the beginning and I've faded at the end. But on this day on the race in February, I paced myself evenly all day. I ran 6 laps in 12 hours. My final lap was 2 hours and 2 minutes. I hit 2 hours for every single lap. The way that I was able to maintain my pace on that race was through nutrition and fueling. I'm going to pass out a chart from this book. It's a cookbook written by Bijou Thomas and Alan Lim, and they are the founders of Scratch Labs, a sports nutrition company focused on science. It's focused on making sports nutrition products from a scientific background. The chart in the book shows paces that people could run a marathon and their body composition and how many calories you would burn per hour. So for example, if you're running at a 12-minute pace and you weigh 165 pounds, you'd be burning roughly 656 calories per hour. Over a 12-hour event, that comes out to 7,800 calories roughly. Depending on an individual's body composition, if you weighed 165 pounds, you'd have somewhere between 1,200 to 2,500 calories available for use stored as glycogen at the beginning of a race. That would be burned in roughly 2 to 4 hours. After those glycogen are burned, after those are depleted, your pace would slow incredibly. This is all just to show that you really need to fuel. You can't run an ultra distance event without properly fueling. It's still an art form, but there are some rules of thumb that can be followed to help you out. Eating between 200 and 400 calories per hour is a good rule that should help you maintain enough fuel for the duration of your event. This should be in mostly digestible forms, containing mainly of carbohydrates, along with proteins and some fats. in February at my race, I was feeling low at the bottom of lap 4, but I ate a slice of pizza and it lifted me back up and I felt strong for laps 5 and 6. In conclusion, I just want to state that these are things that don't require innate talent or additional willpower or training. They just require some foresight and preparation. I feel confident that if on race day you have gear that has the equipment you need accessible, if you maintain a steady pace that feels comfortable, and if you have enough nutrition and calories, that you'll all perform to your personal potential. This day in February, I had the right gear, I was running at the right pace, and I fueled myself. And I reached my personal potential. I'll see you guys out on the trails.